Hey guys, it's Miss Cayla. Today we're going to do a read aloud on video since we can't be at school. I hope you guys have been having fun this past week and you've had time to spend with your families, and you also have had some time to do some schoolwork so we don't lose what we've learned throughout this year. Today we're going to do a read aloud about bugs. It's mad about spiders, bugs, and other insects. This is a nonfiction book, so that means that all the things that they tell us in this book are true. In my classroom in kindergarten, we've been studying a lot about bugs. We've learned that a scientist that studies bugs is called an entomologist. We've also learned that the way to classify bugs is by counting their legs. If they have 6 legs, they're an insect. If they have 8 legs, they're an arachnid. And if they have more than 8 legs, they're considered a myriapod. So while we listen to this book today, I want you to think of a wow fact and tell the people that are at your house, whether it's your grandma or your aunt or your mom or your dad, share your wow fact with them today. A wow fact is something that you didn't know before. So you might say, wow, I didn't know that spiders had 8 legs. That's an interesting fact I learned from the book. So we're going to go ahead and get started. After we get finished with the book, I have a really cool experiment that I'm doing at home that we're going to kind of do together through video. So it says spiders. Spiders. With their hairy, scary legs, spiders are some of the most feared creatures around. Unlike other bugs, spiders can spin silk webs to catch their food. Spiders are not insects, they are arachnids. They have 8 legs and 2 or 4 feelers. And in this picture, there is a big tarantula spider. A tarantula spider is bigger than my hand, and it's kind of fuzzy. It's black and light brown. On the end of some of their feet, they have feelers. There's also a picture of a jumping spider on a leaf and a black widow spider. Scorpions. Scorpions are arachnids armed for attack and defense. They have powerful pincers and a sting at the end of their tail. They use their sting to stun their victims. This is a picture of a scorpion. It's black. It kind of reminds me of how a crawfish looks because it looks like it has a hard outside shell like that, and its pincers, their claws, are just like a crawfish claw except for they're black instead of red. The back of the scorpion's tail goes up though into a hook, and at the tip of the hook there's a sting which looks like a ball with a needle on it. A scorpion's sting can be deadly. However, scorpions mainly use their sting for self-defense. Beetles. Beetles are insects. This means they have 6 legs, and their body is divided into 3 sections: the head, thorax, and abdomen. Most beetles can fly. They open their front wings and beat their large papery back wings. Wow! Did you know that beetles have 2 sets of wings? And there's several different beetles in these pictures. There's a black Taurus beetle. He's black and shiny, and the labels point to his head, his thorax, which is the middle part of his body, and his abdomen, which is the back part of his body. They have a rainbow Christmas beetle, a scarab beetle, a ladybug, and a rhinoceros beetle. And this rhinoceros beetle is really cool because it looks like the head of the beetle looks like the head of a rhinoceros. The horn that goes up on the rhinoceros, the beetle looks like he has the same thing. Ants. Ants live in large groups called colonies. A colony can contain less than 100 ants or more than 1,000,000. Each ant is given a specific role in order to look after the colony. Ants can give out unique smells to warn others of danger or obstacles ahead. And there is a black ant on this page, and labels again that point to its head, thorax, and abdomen, because remember, insects have 3 body parts. They also have a picture of a flying ant, so some ants have wings that can fly, and a picture of a very, very large anthill. Caterpillars. A caterpillar hatches from an egg and keeps eating until it's big enough to make a safe shell or chrysalis. When it's ready, the caterpillar comes out of the shell as a butterfly or a moth. And they have two different caterpillars on here that looks like they have sticky stingers on them that you wouldn't want to touch. One looks almost like grass, and one stingers are like blue and red. Then they have one large caterpillar on this picture, and he doesn't have any stingers at all. He's green with black stripes and orange dots. He kind of reminds me of a tiger. There's a close-up picture of a caterpillar feeding. He's eating leaves. And a picture of a caterpillar that has turned into a chrysalis, so that hard shell is wrapped around him now, and he's turning into a butterfly. Butterflies. Butterflies start their lives as caterpillars. They have 4 wings that work together like a single pair of wings. Monarch butterflies travel an amazing 3,000 miles every year to avoid cold winters. So in this picture, there's a yellow and black butterfly. It looks like she's eating some of the flower, and there's a label that points to her antennas, her front wings and her back wings, her abdomen. Bees. Honeybees live together in groups or colonies. Oh, did you guys remember they said ants live in colonies? Ants and honeybees must live in colonies. Within the group, each bee has its own job, just like the ants. The queen bee lays eggs. Drone bees mate with the queen bee, and worker bees collect nectar and pollen from flowers to make the honeycomb. And there's a picture of a bee getting pollen all over him, and it looks like he might be sucking up nectar out of the flower. It says, as the bee hunts for nectar, pollen sticks to his hairy coat. The bee combs the pollen into pollen baskets on the back of its legs and uses it to feed the young grubs in the hive. Wow! I didn't know they used pollen to feed young grubs. That must be a word for young bees. That's so interesting. And in this picture, there's a picture of a bee, a little fuzzy tiny bee, and you can see his 2 wings, and you can see his head and antennas and legs. And he has, it looks like a sack on one leg, a yellow sack, and it's full of pollen. That's his pollen basket. Stick insects. Stick insects have one of the most effective ways of hiding from their attackers. By looking like a stick or a leaf, they can blend into their surroundings with ease. As they grow, stick insects shed their skin several times. Underneath is a new, bigger skin. This is called molting. So this bug looks just like a leaf. It's green like a leaf. It has ridges on the outside like a leaf does. If it was just on the ground and you were looking at this bug and it was inside the leaves, it would blend in. You would not be able to tell that this is really a bug. But it is. It has 6 legs, a head, a thorax, and an abdomen, like all insects do. And then that's the end of our book. It says, guess who? I'll read the clues and see if you guys can guess what they're talking about. I am very colorful, but I can only see in red, yellow, and green. Ooh, I don't know if we read about that. It's a butterfly. My legs are long and look like leaves. If I stay still, you won't see me. Do you guys remember what that was? Yes, the stick bug. I have 8 legs and I like to jump on my dinner. What is that? Oh, you're right. It's the spider, the jumping spider. I eat and eat. I look like my food, so I am hard to spot. And there's a picture of green with black stripes and orange dots. Do you guys remember what ate a lot and had kind of look like a tiger? Yes, the caterpillar kind of looked like the tiger with his stripes, but he is a caterpillar and he was on the leaves eating. As I fly from flower to flower, my hairy legs are coated in pollen. What was that? Yes, the honeybee. Watch out, I have big pincers and a fierce sting. Do you guys remember what it was that had the pincers like a crawfish and they had the sting on the tail? The scorpion. Great job, you guys. All right, so we learned a lot about bugs in that book. I hope that you guys thought of a wow fact to tell your family members later on today. I know I learned lots of new things. So the last thing I want to show you before we say goodbye is our special experiment. Before we got out for school, I ordered caterpillars to turn into butterflies for my classroom, But then school closed. So I thought, how can I share this experience with the kids at school? And I think what I'm going to do is just make videos to update you guys. So school got out on Thursday, and Friday I came home, and there was a little box in the mail waiting for me. I opened up the box, and inside was a cup. It was a see-through cup with a white top, and I looked into it, and it says Cup of Caterpillars. And when I looked into the Cup of Caterpillars, there were teeny, teeny, tiny caterpillars. They were the size of a piece of rice, just so tiny. And I counted them, and there were 5 of them. And at the bottom of the cup, there was some brown, mushy stuff that ends up being their food. So it's been almost a week, and the caterpillars have been eating that mushy stuff at the bottom and just crawling all around the cup, and they've gotten very, very big. So they started off as a teeny tiny piece of rice, and now they're like the size of my pinky. And they're moving all around. I'll show the camera if you can see. I can figure out this camera. They're all going to the top of the cup now. They are getting ready to turn in to butterflies, I think. So what I'm going to do is read this pamphlet that came with them so you guys can know what to expect in the next couple weeks, okay? So that's our caterpillars. They're all up at the top. They're on the top of the cup. There's one down at the bottom. He's trying to make his way up to the top. Okay, so let me read these in what came with the packet. It says, grow your caterpillars. And there's a picture of the little baby caterpillars, and they turned into big caterpillars. Then the second step says, watch them become chrysalis. And they all go to the top of the cup, and they hang upside down, and they harden. So they become a chrysalis in about 7 to 10 days. After they become a chrysalis, we're supposed to wait 3 days, and then we're going to move them into the butterfly net that they sent. Then that's going to take, move to your butterfly, and then it takes 7 to 10 more days, and butterflies will emerge. After they emerge, you have to feed them a little bit of water and let their wings dry out. We feed them 3 teaspoons of sugar and 1 cup of water. We're going to let them dry their wings out, and then we'll let them go. It says feed and enjoy your butterflies for a few days, and then let them outdoors within a week after they are born or emerge. What we're growing is painted lady butterflies. They're great pollinators, so I'm very excited. They even sent a little packet of seeds, butterfly seeds. So I'll plant these in the garden, and we are going to keep watching these butterflies and see. I think they're all getting up to the top of the jar, though, and they're going to start hanging down to make their chrysalis. So I'll make another video in a couple of days when they turn into their chrysalis. I'm so excited for you guys to experience that with me. All right, don't forget to share those wow facts with your adults, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.